Hello everybody. Today is Wednesday the 26th of July and I'm about to attempt to do a live reading. So I've got a lady client with me who has agreed that it's okay to video this. We won't be showing the client on this occasion for privacy reasons, but I have explained that I'm videoing it and I might distribute it worldwide. So can you just agree that you don't mind me videoing this reading for you?
Yes, I don't mind.
That's lovely. Right, so I'm going to get on with it. If it gets boring, I'm sorry. I'm hoping it doesn't. Right, so this is what we do. First of all, I'd like you to sit with the back of your hands on the table, nice and relaxed. You can slouch if you want to. And the reason I do this is so that we all have all 7 chakras open. Some people think we've only got 5, but 3 are clumped together. So we've got 7 chakras, so all your energy is flowing towards me nice and relaxed. Now, I want to explain to you how I work. Have you been for psychic readings before?
Once.
Okay. Because what usually happens, because I've been for them, what usually happens is you go to the premises, house or whatever, sit down, and the psychic clairvoyant then talks to you, virtually non-stop in my experience, quite nice. But I work entirely differently because I do this purely for validation. Validation that we turn to white light spirit when we pass over. And I always go to my left because that's where spirit always stands, is to my left. But also to prove psychic ability because a lot of people say I'm psychic and a lot of people are. And if you've ever had that moment where you know the phone's going to ring or you know somebody's going to turn up, that is using your psychic. But the way I do it to prove my psychic ability is before I meet you, I take my book of ticks, I call it, because there's no crosses in it, and I write about you. And I have written a full page, and I've got no margin, so it'll be about a page and a half. So what I did at some point, after you'd made this appointment, I made a psychic connection with you, energetically, and I took information out of your head. That's the only way to put it. And what I've done is I touch on things. So if there's something bad, good, indifferent in there, I only have to touch on it because you'll know I'm not here to rake up coals, okay? But I also describe how you are as a person, maybe a situation that you're in, what you like, etc. Okay? So I'm going to read this out to you paragraph by paragraph, and we'll tick it as we go along. If you don't understand anything, tell me, because when I do this, it's like the words fly out my pen. I'm part of it, but I almost feel not responsible for it. So if you don't understand it, it could be the way I've written it, so we can go through it and make sure we've got it right. All right, Dart?
Yes.
Right, so when I sat to read for you, I felt a lady that has had so many fun times in her life, it's almost amazing. Do you understand that? Good. Life and soul of the party, dancing, drinking, laughing, endless energy is what I picked up. Your younger days just blur into each other because you were determined to make the most of them. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
I feel you have a very nurturing and caring side to you, almost like this is what you've actually done and still continue to do so. Do you understand that? I do feel a blimp along the way. Spirit stepping in, I'm going goosey. This I feel is relationship related. I'm not sure if we had a mistrust or something that you've carried with you for a while, but it was enough to cause a rift and almost a breakup. Do you understand that? I feel that you are at the moment either still in or you're coming through a stressful time. Do you understand? But I want to assure you, you will come through this, and and feel so much better when you've got to the end of it. Even though you don't feel like this will happen, it will. Do you understand all of that? So when I made this connection with you, as I said, I don't want to dig up anything because it's not for me to do that. But I do feel your caring and nurturing is an ongoing life thing. I don't know what you do as a job, I might ask you at the end. But it's like you've always had to look after people. And when you were a child as well, in your younger years, I feel that you were put in a situation that you couldn't get out of, where you had to nurture and look after people. Do you understand that? This blimp, um, it almost makes me feel like it's a reoccurring nightmare for you. Do you understand that? Yeah. Every time you get somewhere, something comes and ruins it. And it really, I feel that it's almost sick. You're almost sick with it, because you sit there and you're just having a really great time, and then you go, here we go again. I know what's coming.
Oh my God.
Do you know what I mean?
You said exactly what I said.
I do try to be spot on. Thank you.
Thank God.
Yeah, but that's exactly how it makes me feel. I do feel spirits here, darling, because I am goosing to death. I don't know about you, but my arms are absolutely gone. And I asked you to bring some photographs with you, and thank you for that. Because for me, I mean, don't be wrong, if people don't bring a photograph, okay, we go with who comes in. But when you bring me a photograph, I can latch onto it. It's like a phone call for me, that I can look and I can connect to the spirit. And I think that's who's here now. So can I have the photograph with the gentleman past, which is here? And we already established that this is your father. Now, I do feel an absolute closeness between you and him. Do you understand that? And it's more than bonded. And it's a very weird feeling for me, because obviously I know that you're the daughter, but I feel that you played the role of many people to this man. Do you understand? Mother, daughter, sister, nurse. The list is endless, for how many people you had to play with this guy. I do want to go back to his youth, because he had a very hard time as a child, and I hope he's told you this so you can validate. A very hard time, and he makes me feel much harder than the normal run of the mill when we're talking hard time. I'm not just talking about we've got no money. I feel that he was quite physically abused, beaten. Do you understand that? And this is something he sort of vowed that would never happen when he grew up and had his children, that he would really try not to do that. And note I say try not to do that, because I also feel that alcohol played quite a large part in his life. Do you understand that? And unfortunately, with some people, alcohol doesn't quite suit them, and they can reach a level of drinking, and then, as I call it, they turn. Is this what this gentleman did? Reach a pitch of alcohol, and then he would turn. And then his entire life, all his crap for his entire life, would come out at that moment. And I feel that whoever was in the vicinity, he would lash out at. Do you understand that? And you know, at the minute, because I'm feeling him, he makes me feel quite helpless, because he's kind of drinking to be happy and drinking to forget. And then when he reaches a pitch of drinking, everything comes back, all the memories come back, and then he wants to lash out to get rid of that energy and anger. Do you understand this?
He was like that sometimes.
Yeah, but not forever. But when it reached that pitch and he lashed out, the second he'd done it, he hated himself, because he's like, now I've just done everything I said I'd never do. Do you understand that? This is an incredibly loving man. The amount of, and that is because he makes me feel that this is what he didn't get when he was a child, and it's the only thing he does want. Now I'm going to tell you something. When spirit send love to the person sitting in front of me, because I'm clairsentient, I feel everything. Okay, I feel all your energy while you're in front of me and your thoughts. When spirit come, I feel everything that they're trying to tell me. I feel their emotion when I ask them how they passed. I feel they're passing. And when we were just saying then about when he was a child and he didn't get any love, it just feels so hard. His childhood feels so hideously hard. he's almost broken, you know, as a boy. I see, and I know I've got it right because he's sending you loads of love now, which makes me want to cry because it's emotion I can't withhold. He shows me a very lonely little boy, and it, the epitome of the picture of an orphan in rags, skinny, no food. That's what the view he's giving me, and he vowed that would never happen to him and his children. So, on these occasions when we had emotional overload, let's call it, I can't begin to tell you how sorry he was the minute it had happened. And the next day, he kind of hated himself for a while. And I think everybody could see that in him. I'll tell you what he's giving me right now. This is like, let's get past all that crap. let's get past the rubbish part. We all know about it, is how he's making me feel. And I do feel he spoke extensively to you about this, especially before he passed. He's taking me to what feels like the seaside. Now, but this seaside, I've got like rolling sand, but grass in it. Do you understand that? Like, what are they called? Sand dunes, banks and stuff like that. And he's saying to me, show this happy time, because this is a snapshot for you that made you smile. I just saw you do it. And these are like tremendously happy memories. And again, I feel this is where the closeness came. He never got took anywhere. He's saying I got dragged plenty of places, but I never got took anywhere nice. And he's also saying, look, I couldn't afford to give you everything I wanted to give you. Oh. Oh. I couldn't afford to give you everything I wanted to give you. But I gave you everything that I'd got. Do you understand that? And if it had been my last button, you could have had it. He makes me feel, just going forward. Right, I'm just quickly asking him how many siblings there are. And this is what's going to make me laugh now. Please make me laugh, mister. Because he loves you so much, darling. He just loves you so much. I can't stop the emotion coming. I'm asking how many siblings he's got. And he's like joking with me. Like a sailor, I've got one in every port. Do you understand that? Is that a joke or is that for real? How lovely! How lovely! That has made me smile because he's got such a fantastic sense of humour. But at the end of the day, he always came back to your family. Do you understand that? Now, I don't know whether you were last family for him, in as much as he settled with your mum, and that was it then. He didn't move on anywhere else and didn't have any more children. But he says to me, do you know, it's really hard when you've been brought up the way I was brought up. It's too difficult to settle. When he was younger, I wanted to settle, but I picked the wrong women. Do you understand that? Yeah. And it makes me feel that he picked women that, for the sake of a better word, wanted to bully him. They wanted to take everything off him and bully him. Do you understand that? And then he met your mum. And he's saying she's also a different colour, completely different, because he says, I had to chase her. I had to chase her because she knew what I was like and she wasn't going to stand any messing. Now, he indicates to me that your mom had also been in a dodgy relationship prior to him. Do you understand that? Not quite? Okay, let me try and define dodgy. I feel that he's saying to me that she's been heartbroken before.
Yeah, she was heartbroken.
Yeah. And dodgy, wrong word. Heartbroken before. And so she was very cautious. And it took quite a while to win her over. I've got to blow my nose now and everybody's going to see it. It took her a while for him to win her over. But that did him the power of good, because He's met the woman that he wants to be with. I mean, full on wants to be with. He's almost making me feel sick with anticipation, with trying to chase her, with the thought of not getting her. It's making me nauseous. But eventually, love won. That's how it is. Love won. Because, you know, he's an incredibly romantic man. He really is. And he shows me him with your mom putting his arm around her and pulling her in. Do you understand that? Pulling her in to, like, keep her to him. Is this relevant to you? And did he call her my woman? This is my woman. Bless. This is my woman.
Yeah.
So we got the right bloke then, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
So listen, my darling, I'm going to zoom along a bit because children with this lady, are you his blood child from this man, or are you your mom's child and he?
I'm adopted.
You're adopted, okay? Because he was just making me feel then when we're talking about children, because I'm about to ask him how many children he had with your mum. And he immediately made me feel that it wasn't blood. That's why I said, are you his blood child? That's really nice. I like that. I really like that. I always think when you're adopted,
They chose me.
exactly, you were picked so special. And you know what? It was your mom and him that chose you. And that is because by doing that, he's romance. By doing that, they both had something that belonged to them both. Do you understand that? You were like a little treasure to them. I mean, a treasure. I don't know if he called you his treasure, but he's making me feel that you were like his little princess. And the way he wanted to love you and hug you and hold you, and the same for your mom. Does your mom have any more children? They do. Okay. Because I do feel of the children. I know he's got a football team somewhere.
He was one of the football team.
Oh, he was one of a football team. Okay. I know I can feel like literally hundreds of children I can feel, but that's okay.
He was.
Fantastic.
He was one of 12.
Really?
So
That's a football and a spare.
Yeah.
Fantastic. No one do use the word football team because that's how it feels. Now, darling, is your mum still with us? Okay. Because I want to go to this gentleman because he feels like he became ill to me. Do you understand that? And I want him to tell me about his illness so that you know what I'm talking about. Now, okay. He's saying to me, I say he's saying, you've got to understand I'm feeling and I'm interpreting, but I always say I'm saying because if I keep saying I'm feeling, it sounds weird. He's saying, I didn't feel right. I woke up and I didn't feel right this one day. But, because I'm a man, I didn't do anything. I just sort of said, I don't feel right. And I'll tell you how I don't feel right. It's almost a whole body experience, okay? I don't feel right in my torso, but my head feels a bit odd. Do you understand that? And to be honest with you, I feel a bit sick. Just upper tummy, feel a bit sick, but I don't feel right. And it's not like I've got a temperature or anything. I don't feel right. I've lost my appetite, and everybody keeps saying eat something because that'll make you feel better. Do you understand that? I don't want to eat nothing. So he makes me feel that he's gone a couple of days not feeling right. Now he's indicating to me that something's happened and everybody's gone. Doctors, or it could be worse, hospital. Do you understand this? And I do feel absolutely sick. Did he vomit? Mad. Like the devil. Oh my lord. So I'm trying to keep it down here. And this is what made everybody rush to hospital with this man. He's as mad as hell, I'll tell you now. I don't want to go to hospital. That's this thing. I do not want to go to hospital. I don't care how sick you think I am. I don't want to go to in hospital. He's going to hospital. Okay. You took him. Now, I will say to you, I feel that there's some kind of debacle going on at the hospital here. We've got him there, and it's like they're not listening. And now he's going to get mad because he's been forced to go to the hospital when he didn't want to go. He's sick as a dog. Your family's there. There's you. Is there 2 more people with you at the hospital? And you're all saying he needs attention, needs attention. And it's like they're not listening. Do you understand that? That's really frustrating me. Did he start sicking up blood at the hospital? Do you know what? We're all scared. We're all scared. Now, we're at the hospital. He's scared. You're all scared. I'm scared. He's making me feel. That's why I'm like this. Okay. He's making me feel like they've wheeled him into triage a bit. They haven't even taken him. Do we not get as far as the ward? We get to the ward because he's making me feel like he's in that triage place where the little curtains are, and he's left in there for quite a while. And it's a case of we've got no idea what's going on right now. We're just going to put him on a ward, and we'll see what happens with it. Is that what happened with the nurse and staff getting him on a ward? He did go to the ward, yeah. Sweetheart, it's just like a burst ulcer or something that I'm talking about here. Did something burst? Not burst, but it's definitely here. Okay. Because I kind of feel like this guy's your dad's in a fair amount of pain here, and I'm feeling painkillers being administered to me. On one hand, he wanted the painkillers. On the other hand, he didn't want the painkillers because he's going, I can't think straight now. I don't know what's going on. And this is a man that needs to be in control. Have we got an operation coming up? Because I feel like there should have been an operation.
Yeah. In 2000.
Oh, he'd had that. Okay. Because he's doing this with me.
90 staples.
Oh my God, no wonder I'm sweeping up and down. And this illness now is what is from this. Okay, that's fine. This just isn't a good time. It's just not a good time. I can't. He's saying to me, that's how he's saying, this isn't a good time. This isn't going to be good. I feel, he makes me feel like something burst or ruptured or something's going on in here. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Did they stop it by something in his mouth? Did they give him something to calm all this down?
Yeah.
Okay. That settled it. Vomiting stopped. Everybody kind of feels okay, probably except for you. Because you're sort of feeling there's more to this than meets the eye. Yeah. Did he come out of the hospital?
Yes.
Because he wants to go home. And you know what he's telling me? If I'm going to die, I want to die at home. I don't want to be here. Now, I don't feel that he died like in the next week. This is going to be a drawn out. That's because he's saying, if I can't be up and about and doing my thing, what is the point? What is the point? I don't want somebody here looking after me. I don't want somebody batting me and washing me. And also, my head still feels spinning. So I still feel, did he start to like get a dementia kind of thing going on? Or is it a stroke kind of thing? Because my head's spinning. But is it just the drugs?
He got very agitated.
Okay.
And he actually told me to stop the carers coming in.
Because he don't want to be messed
He
with.
don't want to be messed about. That's his exact words. I
That's
don't want
it.
to be messed about.
Yeah. And so that's why his head's spinning then, because he's getting so uptight and everything. Did you stop the carers?
Yes.
And this is where you became his full-time carer.
Yeah.
That's where all that caring comes from, Beaut. I can feel it. He makes me feel that this was whatever was going on. I'm not actually 100% certain that this was his demise, but it certainly had a huge impact on him. And this was the start. This was what started the ball rolling in this man's health and his actual demise. Now, he makes me feel slightly delirious. I'm rabbiting. It's like, you know when you've got pneumonia and you've got a raving temperature and you start rabbiting over nothing? This is what he's giving me. And did he hallucinate, babe?
Yeah.
This is like, so I can see things. Did he say I can see a dragon? Was it animals? I can see a dragon. Oh God, have I hit the nail on the head? Are you all right? Oh my God, I can see a dragon. It's a tattoo. Did you have that done for him? Or is that what he could see? Oh my God. Goose are like mad. That's beautiful, isn't it? I'm sorry, I'm making you cry. But it's love that it's the utter love that he's sending. I can see a dragon. He makes me feel that at the end, you know, this guy was completely incapacitated. He couldn't really do anything. Did you feed him?
Did everything.
Yeah. He's showing me, what he's showing me is the tender, and tender is such a word, because he wants to hold your face like this and kiss you for saying thank you for looking after me.
I did do that.
My word, what a pain in the arse. I can't just express to you the love that he sends, because nobody else would have done this for me. I don't want anybody else to do this for me. I don't want anybody else to be in here looking after me. I want you. And he, from the very, very bottom of his heart, he loves you. I can't even begin to tell you. I haven't got a word big enough to describe. He's showing me a small gold ring, darling. I don't know if it's his, whether he bought it yet, whether it's on his small finger, or whether it's his wedding ring that he gave you. Do you understand that?
I found a wedding ring about a month back,
When it's his.
and it was too small for something to be cut off. And it's so tiny. We don't have
Sure. Okay. Keep it. Hang on, Beers. That's time up, but we're not stopping. Keep it and wear it. I don't know whether you've thought about putting it on a chain or something, but do keep it. And again, this is him saying, look, I haven't got much to give you, but what I've got, have it all, because you deserve it. And when I say deserve it, I can't even send that over enough to you. Just get a bit more emotional before we're done here. I actually feel you were there when he passed. And I feel that he virtually died in your arms. Do you understand that?
He actually died in my mother's arms.
Okay.
And then I actually lay next to him on the bed with my arm.
Yeah, because he makes me feel that, the closeness. Was your mum in this? He's saying you're the carer, your mum's there, but you're the carer.
Yeah.
And it's like he preferred you,
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a bit of an old-fashioned case of, I don't want my wife to see this. Do you understand? I don't want her to have to see this. But his passing was smooth. It was really smooth.
Quick.
Yeah, because he says, I feel like this. And I went, smooth, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Can you tell me now what actually it was, why he passed?
He had bowel cancer in 2000, skin cancer in 2003, 4, prostate cancer in 6. He was currently, I found out he'd got diabetes, heart condition.
Everything.
It went to his stomach. In the end, he'd got stomach cancer, both kidneys, both lungs, pancreas and liver.
Dear God, when he said here, and I feel sick, it was everything.
It was just, he was vomiting blood. He couldn't even keep a sip of water down. It was just continuous blood what was coming. And my biggest fear when I asked the nurse, the district nurse, that he could actually die by actually
Drowning.
vomiting.
Yeah.
But the night he passed, it was 10:25 on the 17th of October, and it's actually been 3 years by the date tomorrow since I took him to hospital.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And they told us at the hospital that he could die today.
He got no intention. We tell you.
He fought it. He was a fighter.
He wanted to
And
go.
I lived with him for 2 weeks of Georgian isolation. Then we took him home, and I stayed there for 3 months, for 12 weeks with him. Went to work, went to my own house, went back there, and I slept on the settee for 12 weeks. The last month, I was there permanently, day and night. Just sat in the chair, watching.
So the thing is, it's the impact.
And he was in so much pain, but he didn't want to take the morphine because he said that they were trying to poison him. He was quite agitated, and he got a driver, a syringe driver, with metazapine, morphine, all sorts. And he didn't want to use it. He didn't want it
because it addles his brain. That's the
it
thing.
made him confused.
And while he's indicating while I'm here, I want to be lucid.
Yeah.
And because he's such a fighter, he's got such a high pain level. It is actually unbelievable. His pain threshold's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But he would rather grit his
teeth and bear it,
and be here,
so he can know what's going on.
Because he's indicating, what's the point of me just lying in bed, doped off my head, and then dying?
And
I can't speak to anybody.
Not enjoying the time I've got there.
Yeah. Now what I want to do is just go to his funeral, and I say that smiling, because when we're talking, he's saying we're talking spectacular for a funeral. He feels that the whole shooting match, he says, people came that I didn't even know remembered me. Do you understand that?
I do. That's a yes and a no.
Okay. He's making me feel that people came that he hadn't seen for years, that once they'd heard, couldn't believe. A lot of people he's indicating to me were saying, I can't believe he's gone, because he was such a strong person. Yeah. And it didn't, nobody, there weren't many people, he says, that knew I was ill in the first place.
No one
knew. So when it did get out that I'd passed, they were like, what? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's gone. Yeah. Unbelievable. But he makes me feel that the whole ceremony, there's a lot of dignity involved in this funeral. Mass dignity. But he makes me feel like it was fairly packed. And there was singing. The singing part, you didn't have a choir or something, but it makes me feel like there's people there that were there to sing their heads off. Do you understand that? Because they wanted the room, the church, wherever you were, the creme, to be filled with the voice. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
This seems to be an important thing. You didn't want people just mumbling songs. Are you with me?
Mm.
You wanted it, not necessarily you, but the people there wanted the songs to be heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have a do after? I'm saying a do because I see a gathering.
Yeah.
Now, is this where you had some people come? I'm almost going to say you had some people come that you didn't expect or you didn't want. Do you understand? Okay. I'm treading carefully here. You didn't want. Okay. Some people there that came that you didn't actually want to be there.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel that you're a bit torn because you're torn with they've come to pay their respects. But if they wanted to pay their respects, they should have done it when he was alive and not while waiting now. Sorry, Beaut.
No, because that's what I always say. And that's what I always said to my dad. If they've got that much fucking respect.
It's okay, I
If they've
swear.
got that much fucking respect for you, they'll come when you're alive, not
That's
when
right.
you're dead.
That's
That's being an hypocrite.
But they didn't. And part of that is because of their guilt.
Yeah.
And
God, yeah.
they wouldn't know what to say. And they're quite brazen.
Yes.
They're like that. I see this
Yes.
brazenness. But this is why I'm saying this singing in the church. It's like
they've got to be heard.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need to say to you, from this gentleman, he's handing you a bunch of flowers. Now, this is really relevant because they're yellow roses. Are you all right? Are you all right? And he wants...
my favourite.
Oh, my God. He wants me to give you the yellow roses because he loves you, my darling. And that's so important that you know. He says that you smell him still. And please know that is him. He's with you. He's indicating that you're going through a bit of crap at the minute, and that you would have gone to him for advice. Just ask the heavens, because you will hear him. You will hear him. I think you hear him in your head now. Do you know what I mean? So ask him.
I want to know.
Do you want to ask off the DM?
No.
Okay.
I want to know whether I should set myself free.
Should I stay or should I go? That's exactly what I hear. Should I stay or should I go? Okay? The way he makes me feel is, listen, girl, this is what you need to do. Get it straight in your head, what you want. And if you're not getting it, because you deserve the best, this is what's pissing him off, is that you're not getting what you should get. He's making me feel, you know, I raised you like a little princess and I wanted you to have everything. And for some unaccountable reason, this person that you're with started off so good, but he's making me feel that he was blinding you. The person you were with was blinding you, putting on a very good front. And wolf is a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's what he's saying. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. At the end of the day, it's your decision, but you've got to go with your heart, because he taught you to love and love big and be true. To my own heart be true. To thine own heart be true. That's what he's saying. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to wind this up. I thank you so much for letting me video this. It means an awful lot to me. It'll mean a lot to people that are going to watch it, so they can understand what happens. It's very important that you understand how much love this man sends you, especially with the yellow roses. And your mom, because we haven't mentioned your mom, but you've got to understand it's all about you, princess. That's what he's making feel. It's all about you. I need to ask you, darling, have I told you things here today that I couldn't possibly know?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me video it. I'm just going to switch it all off and then we'll carry on talking. So there you go, people. That's what a reading looks like, and I'm so glad that we had all the heartfelt emotion with it. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Before I go, always remember, please be nice to each other. It costs nothing to be kind.